Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm gonna just pull a few cards, get some spirit messages, and see what we need. There's a lot of shifts okay, that came out weird. I'm not taking those. It's triumphant success and sacral chakra. They're meant to come out, they're gonna come back out. Hey, be good. Intuition. Oh, okay. There's a lot of empowerment energy, a lot of shifting taking place, seeing what seeing what we need to do in order to actually get what we want, areas where we're settling, areas where we have unresolved traumas and perceptions, things like that. You might be asked to stand in your power, to have faith, or to have patience. Have patience with certain things. I'm gonna just kind of pull cards. I'm too tired to really channel and just give you collective shit, so we're gonna channel into the cards because it's a lot easier. Okay, we got Triumph on the bottom. We got this card last time too. It's just this and we got the Rest and Rejuvenate underneath it, with Balance underneath it, which it definitely feels similar to the message I got a few days ago. It's Friday. I did the reading on Wednesday. So for a lot of people, it feels like you've been in kind of rest mode, or there hasn't been a lot of movement. It feels kind of like stagnant, feels a little bit stuck, like things haven't really shifted or changed outside of you. And it's because you're supposed to be going within. This is not going to be for everybody. It's for specific people. If you're in this cycle where there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of heaviness, especially the last 6 months to a year-ish. But some of you, it's been a lot the last 3-ish months, right? They're saying, yeah, about 3-ish months. Nope, come out. Yep. Come here. The last 3-ish months, if you've been sitting in this where you're feeling kind of stuck, really not sure what to do, or you're just having a lot of emotions coming up, a lot of healing coming up, a lot of things falling apart, but nothing really outside of you keeps coming. It feels like it's going to come and then it doesn't. It's because you're in a healing cycle to prepare for what's coming, and when it comes in, it's going to come in really fast, and you're going to have a stable, solid foundation for it to come in, and that's why it's been taking longer. This cat is just going nuts today. That energy is really fucking intense. So we got harmony, intuition, and awareness. How fucking perfect is this? You got the 1 and 2 card, right? The masculine and feminine, and you got the harmony card. Look at that. All major arcana, major life event. So this is typically the magician. This is typically, I think, the highest priestess. I'm pretty sure. I don't really know traditional tarot, but hold on. They're having me, hold on. Let me channel and tell you what So it feels like the masculine's getting a lot more awareness to things, a lot of kind of spiritual messages, kind of connection to himself, his higher self, spirit, whatever word we're going to use, just a lot more awareness and understanding to kind of what he desires, what he's feeling, kind of seeing where he's holding himself back. It just feels like there's this area where he was sabotaging or he was holding himself back, and he's starting to really see how a lot of the decisions and a lot of the things that have happened in his life are because of the decisions and choices he made. But also they're saying perception changes, and as that's occurring, the behaviors are outwardly changing, or he's working on changing the outward behaviors. It's almost like he'll have a trigger, or he'll have a tower or something will come up, and then it's he almost immediately or quickly afterward gets a message from himself or somebody else to kind of show him something else he didn't see before, to help him see what he needs to shift or change in his behavior to bring him the desired life he wants. Feels like he's a little bit more optimistic about what he wanted. Maybe in the past he was a little bit heavy with it. He feels a lot more optimistic with what he wanted, and just in general feels a little bit more optimistic about life and the possibilities, or saying the possibilities for him. So for the intuition with the feminine, it actually feels like the feminine is blocked, but not exactly. It's almost like she's just naturally embracing what needs to happen and flowing more. So it's not necessarily coming in outside of her or as abrupt. It's more soft and just naturally flows, where she doesn't really notice the difference between her intuition and knowing versus it coming in how it used to. is almost like more subtle because she's in a higher energy where it just flows now. And so like she's saying the things she needs to say for herself and help other people. She kind of knows intuitively like what she needs to do. If she doesn't know what she needs to do intuitively, then she knows kind of how to handle it or to sit and rest with it. It feels like with the feminine, though, there's a lot of like mental challenges and there's a lot of spiritual lessons she is in right now where she's kind of going through like spiritual teaching to help her to kind of lead the path and brighten like the light to help with like universal shifts and spiritual shifts like in the collective. But it also, I keep getting this dad, father, like coming up where she's healing some type of father wound right now. She's been doing it for a while, but it feels like she thought it was done and it came back up in some way. So there's something going on with the father wound and it's reflecting something in her that she needs to see deeper, like something at a deeper level she needs to see. All of these things she's doing, she's transmuting all this darkness. It's actually helping her come into her brighter light and come into the light being she always has been and hasn't like really lived up to because she's been kind of shut down and fearful. And it feels like as she's doing that, she's coming into her true power. She's really saying how she feels. She's really standing in her power. Like she's not letting things that like used to deter her in the path from sticking to what she wants. Like she's not allowing trauma or her emotions to really make decisions. She's trusting herself and her intuition more where she's just making better choices for herself. And even if she wants something, she's trusting more in herself and the universe that it's going to flow and happen as it's supposed to, not to control it and not to pressure and things like that. Like just more flowing than she used to be, like less resistance and more acceptance. Spirit's saying though, if you guys aren't in this energy now and you guys aren't in this group, that's okay. Save the message because it might be for you in a few months. Everybody kind of shifts in different groups because if we're all energetically going through the same thing, you know, at the same time, we can't all be doing that. We all have to kind of go through different things to like where a bunch of people are going through heaviness and releasing. They have the other people helping kind of support and they're kind of in their flow energy and vice versa. You know, everything's kind of a balance and stuff. So even if this isn't you yet, you might just be in a different cycle and this is something that will come for you at the right time. With this Harmony card, so what's interesting about this, I get so much love energy. I don't always get that from this card. I get like the divine masculine and feminine really just embracing their love and acceptance of each other and themselves. It just feels like, and they're saying the word blossoming, it's just this blossoming energy. It's like they just understand things at a deeper level, even if it's not conscious. Like even if the mind is trying to understand this or the inner child or ego is trying to understand this, it's like there's not a really logical reasoning. Like there's not an emotional reasoning. It's something that's just felt within them. And it just feels like this beautiful, like patient, they're saying, like love. It just feels very soft. This energy I'm getting is like they really just, the way that you feel about them, they feel about you. Like they just feel this like immense amount of love for you. Kind of what they're also saying is some of you guys are kind of questioning how the other person feels. Like if this person, please only take this if it resonates. If this person has feelings for you, if they are feeling the same things as you, if they feel how you feel, it's going to be a little bit different if you're a masculine or a feminine because the way you receive and you perceive is different. The way you feel is different. The way the energy comes in is different. The way you look at things is different because you're just different energies. But there's also like a familiar energy that's similar to each other also that helps it kind of mesh and blend together in not a toxic way, in a healthy way. But what they kind of said to me was, you know, you're wondering if they feel the same way about you and you assume that they know based on your behaviors, but your behaviors don't necessarily outwardly show how you feel, especially when there aren't words behind it. because you're assuming that they understand what your behavior means. You understand what your behavior means because it's in your mind. They don't understand what your behavior means. So if you reflect on yourself and you ask yourself, am I actually communicating this, or my behavior is actually expressing how I truly deeply feel, you're going to realize they're not. So where you're wondering, does this person know how I feel? They're wondering the same thing about you, because both of you guys aren't outwardly really showing it. You're not really talking about it, and you're not really showing it in the way the other person hears it and receives it. So it's not necessarily you have to change anything. It's more so an awareness thing that they just kind of want you to kind of see, so you can understand why somebody might not see what they... So you might be doing certain things and thinking the other person knows you love them or care or stuff like that because of what you're doing. But that's the way you receive love. And again, you already know what's in your mind. They don't know what's in your mind. So they're only taking what you're saying and showing them. If they're not aligning, they're already probably questioning you if your words aren't aligning with your behaviors, right? They're probably taking your words instead of what your behaviors are. The way they receive love might be different. They might need to hear it. They might need some type of validation. They might need something other than what you're giving them. So basically what Spirit's kind of saying is, don't assume that they know. Don't assume that they know. Just because you know how you are in the way you show love doesn't mean they know how you are in the way you show love. Even if you think they know you that well, not everybody knows that stuff. Not everybody, I mean, most of us really don't, because we are all shown love in a different way. We are all shown what's not love in a different way too. So, damn. The same cards from the other day came out, but it came out in a different way. And damn, did those two cards fly together. Yeah or no? No, I don't get the energy from that. Okay. No. Yeah or no? All I'm getting with this deception card is be conscious of what people say versus what people do. And we got the playing it safe card underneath it. It just, I keep getting this energy of, like, people aren't always who they show you they are. And they can say the right things or do the right things, but their intention's actually really bad. And they often tell you this in the beginning, and there's some type of sign or awareness in the beginning that these people are this way. They usually always tell you, or there's some type of major red flag that you ignore. It feels like this is just more so like a heads up. This is going to be triggered, or if you're already kind of going through this, is kind of validation that, like, yeah, that what you're thinking is most likely true. Obviously, this is a general reading, so, you know, it might or might not apply to you. If it triggers you, then I would go into why is it triggering me. But it just more so feels like you're going to start seeing people's true intentions more and more, which we've been talking about that for months. Like, you're going to start, and I just looked down, I saw the intention. You're going to start seeing people's intentions more and more. Stop lying to yourself and telling yourself what you want people to be like instead of them showing you who they are. If people are hurting you, people don't care about your feelings, people don't respect you, people don't actually care about your needs or like listen to you and hear you, then why are you still staying there? And that's what the playing it safe card is. Why do you keep entertaining people who don't align with you? That is a settling ass behavior. Like, what do I need from a relationship? What do I need from a friendship? What is it that it ideally looks like? And why am I taking less than I deserve? Why am I dealing with people who are manipulative, who are trying to take from me instead of appreciate me? You know, when you think about somebody that you truly care about, like, you respect them, you appreciate who they are, you enjoy being around them, you just enjoy their company, whatever it is about them. Sure, there's perks, you know, of course, in every relationship, but also at the same time, that's not your motivation. It's because of who they are. You just like being around them, you just like talking to them, whatever it is. Versus somebody who's trying to get something from you. Somebody who's trying to take something from you, trying to make themselves feel bigger, who's trying to manipulate you, who's trying to hurt you, who you have money or you have something they want, and then that's exactly, they want to take it. So be mindful of that. Okay, we got new supportive connections. Oh my God, I just got so dizzy again. Back and forth, and your higher self. Hold on. Okay. So what this feels like is there's almost like back and forth energy kind of having to do with what I was just talking about, is like, should I keep these people in my life or not? What should I do about these people in my life? Where you're seeing that they really don't have your best interests at heart. They're not really putting a ton of effort in. They're not really reciprocating. They're not really showing you positive things or what you want. Like, so it feels like almost like you're indecisive and really unsure what to do. It's like you kind of know what you want to do, but it's like you're kind of still, I don't want to say dragging your feet, but kind of like there's something that's going on where you're not fully, that's the wrong way to say it. Like you're fully clear, but your like inner child or ego keeps getting like triggered to not release this person or people. Kind of just what Spirit's saying with the higher self card is listen to your intuition. And what is it that you intuitively feel about this person? If you sit down and you clear your body, which a lot of times the way to kind of clear your energy is and just kind of shake, like I go like this, shake and just kind of like that, it will kind of reset your energy, right? Think about that person. What does your body feel like? What does your energy feel like? What kind of thoughts come up, right? Like when you think about this person, do they have good values? Do they have integrity? Are they the type of people that are trustworthy? Are they the type of people that if you need them in all ways, they'll have your back? Are they the type of people where you can feel safe around them, where you can feel like you can be yourself, where you can just be accepted and loved? And it's also like, what are your needs and do they actually meet them? And it's not necessarily putting responsibility on other people, but it's like, if we're having a conversation and there's a problem, can I express it to this person or not, where they're going to hear me, where they're going to see me, where they're going to like actually try to compromise, or they're going to care, or they're going to validate. They're not going to make me feel like shit about myself. They're not going to ignore it. They're not going to just say, this is who I am. Like they're going to be understanding of you. They're going to acknowledge your feelings. They're going to care about how you feel and try to make a different effort or try to shift something. And it's more so like Spirit saying is identifying what your actual needs are and what your desires are, and are they aligning with it or not? And they're saying this is the same thing with the settling behavior. Is this is romantic relationships, this is families, this is friendships, some of you it's jobs, co-workers, stuff like that, but it's definitely specifically related to people. And it's more so of making a decision and sticking with the decision. Is like, don't let people come back in and manipulate you. If you made a choice to like distance from somebody, or you made a choice for something, do not allow them coming back in and sweep